Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. And for the first deck profile for Destined Rivals, I wanted to take a look at Ethan's Ho OEX, which is a deck that I had a lot of faith in going into this set, and I'm happy to report that I do think this is the best rogue deck from the set. So Ethan's Ho OEX has 230 HP, so quite resistant. Sadly weak to lightning, weak to water, sorry. I wish it was weak to lightning, which is why I made that mistake just then. I wish this was weak to lightning, then resistance to fighting, but sadly it is weak to water, so beware of Feraligatr players, I guess. But it does have the very strong ability Golden Flame, which says once in your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic Fire Energy cards from your hand to one of your benched Ethan's Pokemon. So note, this can be to Ho-Oh itself, or it could just be to another one, or it could be a Slugma or Magcargo, for example. So quite a nice, strong ability to have. Also has the attack Shining Feathers, which only costs 4 energy, which sounds a bit expensive, but when you factor in, you literally just need to use this ability twice, or, use it once and then manually attach again, then you can use Shining Feathers pretty much immediately. And it's quite easy to do this turn 1 going second as well, which is great. So Shining Feathers does 160, and you get to heal 50 damage from each of your Pokemon, and the healing 50 is quite a nice answer to Monkey Dory, I must say, so yeah, very happy that we finally have some anti-spread stuff. Like, you could add the new Shaman in if you really wanted to. But to be honest, I think the healing 50 is just like your natural counter, basically, to spread decks. So really nice to just be able to swing 160 going second, and in the other turns in general. Also got Ethan's Magcargo. So this one has the ability Melt Away, which says if this Pokemon has no energy attached, it has no retreat cost. So what is worth mentioning with this deck is that if you open the game with an Ethan Slugma, like, it's not the worst attacker in the earlier game, but like, you're not going to be able to power it up if it stays in the active spot. So you either have to play a lot of switches, or you have to play a Latias EX. Now, I'm only running 1 copy and no switches, so it is kind of a bit risky. And that's something about this like Japanese list that I might change around, is maybe just add another switch or like an emergency second copy of Latias just in case, because I do think Skyliner is an amazing ability for this deck. And it definitely helps you out in a pinch because you don't have to like burn energy for retreat cost and stuff. But yeah, that's Ethan's Slugma and how you get it out the active spot. But yeah, Ethan's Magcargo's actual attack Lava Burst for 3 Fire Energy says discard up to 5 energy from his Pokemon, so you can stack 5 energy if you want to. And you do 70 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So obviously you can just want to kill anything in the game, which is pretty disgusting. But of course, it's a lot of energy to commit to a single prize Pokemon, which is kind of fragile. So you will only be able to do this the once, but you're discarding the energy anyway, so like it's not the end of the world, to be honest. And then it also gets free retreat, which is pretty cool. So if your opponent decides to, like not have an answer to this attack, or like boss around it, then this guy will have free retreat, which is nice. So it just becomes a pivot automatically. But it's obviously very easy to power up with this guy. So you just go like 2 energy, mana attachment, next turn, mana attachment, kaboom, and just blow up anything. So fantastic stuff overall. Also got some Fezandipiti and Mew EX for some additional draw power, just because this deck is a turbo deck through and through, and you'll just burn through your hand very quickly. As for the trainer, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, I'm only playing 1 copy of Ethan's Adventure, which, yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, you'd hope you maybe play 4 copies of this, but really, you just don't need it. Like, you just find your energy so fast anyway with 4 copies of Earthen Vessel. Like, you just don't need Ethan's Adventure in the deck, really. It's nice for a one-off because you are playing, like, 3 copies of Pokégear. But overall, I would say Ethan's Adventure is not crucial. So, like, even if you didn't want to, you can maybe remove that for another switch or something. Also worth noting is the A-spec of choice is going to be Precious Trolley, which says search your deck for any number of basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, because all of our Pokemon have above 70 HP. Like, there's literally no point in running a Poffin engine. So, yeah, no need for Poffin, just gets to play that. Also got Penny in here, just in case you want to remove Fezandipiti or Mew EX from the board, which can be quite nice, remove some boss targets for your opponent. I've also got a lot of, like, HP modifiers in here, so 3 copies of Bravery Charm, plus 50 HP. So, all of a sudden, Ho-Oh becomes 280, which is relatively big, to be honest, kind of chunky for a 2-prize Pokemon. Also got Lively Stadium, which before making this deck and making this video, I didn't have any Lively Stadium at all. Like, I had to craft these, which I thought was strange, but yeah, thought it was worth mentioning. Either way, Lively Stadium is a really cool one. Each basic Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, get plus 30 HP. Now, this is a good trade-off against a lot of decks because most basic Pokemon, yeah, they'll benefit from this, right? They'll get the plus 30 HP. But you can just one-shot them anyway with Magcargo. So, like, it doesn't really matter if you're modifying their HP by plus 30. It works for you because it's great, but you just one-shot them. So, like, it's a worthy trade-off, basically. Also got 11 basic energy, and yeah, that's kind of it for Ethan's Ho EX. I still think this is definitely the best rogue deck in the format, and, well, from the set, really. So yeah, let me know what you think down below, and yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, so just going into our first turn here, we did actually get a pretty solid opening, I would say. So what I will go down is play 2 copies of Ho-Oh, because I think I want to try, if possible, to actually push my advantage here, so to speak, and basically just go for the double Ho-Oh if possible. So on the one hand, like, I could try and power up like Slugma and things and KO Okidogi that way, but I think it might just be okay to go for the Golden Flame attack. So yeah, I'm gonna charge up energy here, and then this is not once per turn, right? No, okay, it's not. Okay, I got slightly concerned there for a second. I could Bravery Charm that one. Yes, I think I'll do that. I will then also use Nest Ball. And I think probably just want either Latias or Slugma. I'll probably take Slugma for now, though, because I think it's quite easy to find the gang anyway. I will then use, yeah, Pokégear. That's absolutely fine. Ooh, spicy. I think probably just an Arven, although kind of tricky. I'll just research. I was thinking about getting like the Precious Trolley, but then I was just like, not necessary, I don't think. The question is, do I want to touch the energy or do I want to restart? I think probably I just want to manual to the Slugma. Yeah, I'll manual to the Slugma. And then I'll use restart. Bit risky because we might get like boss's orders and stuff off this. Fezan, not that bad. I will bench Fezan. Yeah, I'll bench Fezan. Fortunately, we have to bin this energy. That's not too much of an issue. We do have Night Stretcher in deck anyway. And okay, cool. That's basically what I wanted anyway. And I will then Golden Flame to this guy. And then we can get the first attack going. Now, they can use Monkey Dory, but I still think we're okay here. So I will retreat. I will come in here. We have Magcargo for next turn. I really would like maybe a big charm for some of the other guys, like this other one. But I think we're doing okay. So we will be able to heal 50 from each of our Pokemon, which is a great counter to Monkey Dory. So that's good. We know from their mulligans that they are playing a thingamawhatsit, a Nidoking. So they're playing like a Poison Box, I guess. Janine will get them the KO this turn as well. Or 260 rather. So Big Charm kind of coming in clutch here. So yeah, they take the 170. We will heal quite a bit. We will heal 50. And my opponent just concedes. Yeah. Fair dues. Okay, so just going into our first turn here, really. I'm going to kick things off with a Earthen Vessel. Just going to thin the deck down by 2 energy. So I think I'll discard, although I could discard Boss. So I'm likely to try and Boss maybe next turn. So I'll keep around Boss's orders. So we'll get 2 energy out the deck. I will very quickly check and see what's prized. I don't seem to have prized any Pokemon, which is fine. Have we prized the trolley? We haven't prized the trolley. Okay, that's good. Definitely need the trolley. So I'm going to try and Pokégear first here. See if we can get an Arven. We do get an Iono. Not what I was really hoping for, though. So I'm going to try another Pokégear. And it would be great if we could stick a Arven off this. It is just a research, unfortunately. So I think what I'm going to do here then is probably just Nest Ball for a... Could Nest Ball for a Ho-Oh, I guess. Yeah, I could do things this way. I don't really like being on the back foot like this, especially when my opponent could potentially KO us next turn, but I think what I'm going to do here then is use double Golden Flame. Yeah, we'll do that. And get the 2 energy down there. And then I could just research away. I don't really want to discard this hand, but at the same time, I'd like to get some more basics down. So, okay, that's a bit better. So we do get the Bravery Charm, which is good. Put that down. I'm also going to get a bunch of other stuff as well. So I think we want probably a Slugma. Definitely Latias. Probably Fezan. And I guess just another one of these guys is fine. And I think what we want to do is, because it's to one of our benched Ethan's Pokemon, we could also just do this. So yeah, I think I'm going to put them both on the Slugma. Although, actually, I could have pressed my advantage there and KO'd them with Ethan's Ho-Ho. So that probably would have been the better play, actually. But I still think we're in a pretty good spot. So yeah, I think what I should have done there, realistically, is actually retreated Slugma into this guy and then just taken the first KO. Because, like, regardless, they really don't have much going on. Like, they don't have any Ethans in the discard pile yet. Like, we've already downed a lot of resources. Like, Boss and Pal Pad is pretty big. But, like, at the same time, we have Arven for next turn. It's not as if we have nothing. They do choose to lead with Magcargo here. And my opponent concedes. Fair dues. We have absolutely nothing to work with there. Not bad for first match.